Hey y'all, it's your girl Alex hopping on with my sweet boy Leo. We are coming on because y'all, I got this beautiful download and I just absolutely had to share with y'all um that right now. So if you're at your wits ends, you're an educator, you work with kids, you help teach, you have a skill like maybe you're a mechanic, maybe you are even a plumber and or a firefighter or any like all of these normal everyday jobs, and you're being called into something more, how to take it to the next level, y'all, I want to encourage you to follow that lead, follow that instinct, follow that gut instinct that you are receiving, because y'all, there are so many big things going on, and we are taking our power back. We, the people as a whole, I am seeing it everywhere, and it is so beautiful. And this is that time of preparation because Adrian, take it out of here, please. My son's got his drone now. The puppy is like, toy! Yes! It is beautiful out in Texas today, y'all. No more snow clips. We're out finishing chores, and I just got this beautiful download, and I had to share it because that's something for me, right? If y'all have been watching my content for a while, I challenged so many of y'all months ago to start getting involved. Mine was my school board, right? And look at what it's turned into. All of this stuff, I'm going to have to post what I said last night to the school board because I was dead serious that we are coming for them to be able to systematically dismantle their authoritative power, to take back the power. We, the people, we have legislation right now ready to go before the Texas Senate. Where it's called school choice, where Texas state will have, or the state of Texas will have school choice. And that is something, y'all, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. How I've been encouraging y'all to get involved and just go with it and step forward and have the courage to go forward with it. Have the courage to step into it and say, yes, I am ready to step into my power. I'm going to listen to what the spirit, my guides, whatever you want to call it, that inner knowing, right, that we all have, where they're like, something's we got to do something, but maybe you don't know what. And so I just want to encourage y'all today to just really foster that, to step into that, to really just honor that and go with it, right? Go with it so that you can go into where you're going, because that's exactly how I see y'all. I had this vision a while ago, and it honestly terrified me. I That's kind of why initially, before, or the vision I got in September was everything was going to be kosher, like Mr. T was going to stay president second term, like things, this, we were in that upswing preparation time frame for, oh, I love it. Can y'all see my horse? They're taking their mud baths, y'all. They are so stinking dirty. He's an Appaloosa. He does not look like that. Hi, my love. Yes, I'm talking to you. Horses in the summer, y'all. They are dirty. Anyways, what was, I totally forgot what I was saying. Sorry, squirrel brain. I saw something cute, was like, oh, my babies. They came up. They're gonna do it again, watch. Um, but just really stepping into that, our own, right, y'all? Stepping into creating this space, creating that time, because oh yeah, that's what I was saying about the Texas school choice and everything. So y'all, we can get this pushed forward for other states too. Like, we're setting the groundwork for being able to do this, and like teaching people how to connect, how to mobilize, how to start getting the word out, because believe it or not, there's a lot more of us who believe this than there are that don't. But the few that don't sound really annoying, and they're loud, and they're just rude, and they get the fear going in people's spirits. They push that fear and hate and just negativity and all of that, right? And because that's such a powerful emotion, right? The fear and just all of that, it's so powerful. People are more apt to respond. They literally told us last night at the school board meeting that, well, it would be such a disruption to the school. And I was like, no, it wouldn't. Literally, our neighbor Liberty Hill just started yesterday. Man, the muzzles are optional. And I even told them, I was like, y'all, we need to actually sit down and have the conversation, because if you are truly vulnerable and you're wearing a muzzle because you seriously feel like you need to, because whatever it is, that's that's fine. You should have that choice to make that choice. You should have the option to make that choice for your body too. But we also need to talk about the fact that these cloth masks, they don't actually work. They do not work. So we need to start actually talking about what does work, because if you're truly vulnerable, you need to have a proper seal. You need to have all of this stuff, but it's also there almost always a one-way filtration. So yeah, you're breathing in a filtrated air. You know, you got an N95. Yeah, you'll be pretty safe. But if you have COVID, you're breathing it out, because N95s are only a one-way respirator. Did you know that? So we're talking about all of these different things where, you know what? I want everyone to have the choice to make the best medical decision for their body, whether that's to get the V, to not get the V, whether that's to wear a muzzle, not wear a muzzle. I don't care. I want you to have a voice in deciding what's best for your body, your family, your choice, right? That's what I'm fighting for you to have a voice for every one of us. And I want everyone to help me, because this is so important, right? We're all banded together. That's why we started the healthy.design. And you know what, Sarah? Even in Washington, girl, it starts, and I'm so serious. There's been so many times, like literally last night in the school board meeting, I messaged our group of people that are all working together on the healthy design, connecting big name resources to the local level to create that connection. Because Sarah, I guarantee it, you're not alone in your area. I guarantee there's a lot more of people who think like this than where you're at, but because we're scared to kind of pop our heads up and, you know, check the temperature of the environment, because there's so many of those Karens who make life miserable, who make life just so negative and just ugly and just hate and strife. And the fear, emotion in our souls makes us leery to pop up our heads. We're like, oh, I don't know about that. I can't deal with that today. Not today. I hear it. I totally hear that, because that's exactly how I feel. But I guarantee you there's more of you than you think. And if we can connect you, that's the key thing. They're trying to fragment us everywhere. I don't care. There's been so much censorship and everything. And that's the key thing. They're trying to cut off our communication, because when we realize there are so many more of us, then we're going to start mobilizing, and then we're even stronger because we're united, we're working together, we're coming forward with facts, not emotions, facts. Because most of these people who are in this fear state, they're on that other side of the left side of the brain, where it's all emotion and it's just no facts. And it's just y'all, it is so vital we connect with each other. It is so vital that we are able to do that, because this is how we mobilize. And seriously, I was thinking about it today. My son's 9, and I don't have to tell him more than a few basic instructions to clean the kennels. And I was giggling. I was like, I've got him so well trained. This makes me so happy. And I was just kind of giggling, like mom went in my head. And then that's when that download came in and was like, Alex, we need to teach other people's children. We need to start creating these little sites, these constitutional schools. After we get the legislation passed, we're setting the framework so people can do that. We're about to start building our greenhouse. We've got all this stuff. We're converting it all into different things where people can start doing this on their own, y'all. And this is so beautiful. Like, you can set up little micro greenhouses in your backyard, even if you live in the city. It's super cool. And I'm going to show you guys how. And we're working on a lot of amazing stuff. If you want to get involved, y'all, the website is the healthy dot design. That's beautiful. Her son's turning 9 in 2 weeks. Mine just turned 9 at the end of March. See, and there's so many of our kids, like, they are people do not give kids credit enough. They are so stinking smart. They are so in tune with their environment. You start teaching them a little bit, especially if you really encourage them to just, to show them to actually take that time. And that, I believe, is firmly what I was seeing in my vision from the White Hats Win, which I linked it in here too, y'all. If you guys, or it's like Have Faith, White Hats Win, watch it, because it's exactly the vision I see coming. We're going to enter this time of prosperity, and then we're going to go through some bumps, and we're going to be going through some processes, some challenges, but this, how we're setting up, is how we win. And this can be systematically worldwide. Like, obviously, the website we have up, thehealthy.design, is specifically for America, but we want to expand global. But that's some years down the line, because it's just we got to get us situated up first. We got to get us going, and then, but we are going to still be doing like free videos and stuff. I'm gonna be recording all of this stuff for like the tutorials on how to build your own greenhouse, how the systems work, everything. And it's all gonna be free. Obviously, I always keep that main content free, but just like for people to replicate it, because you may not be able to homeschool your kids. You may not be able to do that, but you can start doing other things, right? You can start learning how to build your own solar panels, start digging your own wells if you have some property, things like that, where you don't even need much land. You don't even need to, because if they shut off our water, what are you going to do? Because if it gets that bad, y'all, That's what the Romans did. History repeats itself. People look back at history and see the type of things that worked. What were the fear things? Because that's the other thing that we're fighting for with the muzzle mandate. Because we straight up brought that to their attention last night, and he admitted they haven't been thinking about that. Because this is realistically going to be like the flu. Okay, it's going to be a seasonal thing. We all understand why it's more of a seasonal thing and why it's more prevalent in the winter months and that type of stuff, right? We get that. But one, how do we prepare for that? Because you go back to muzzling our kids because people are scared and you're letting their fear rule you. That's just not acceptable because you're physically causing harm to my children. Last night, the first person who spoke was so heartbreaking. Her 7-year-old autistic son is really struggling and has had to go through all this mental health stuff because of everything. And I'm like, this isn't just basic stuff like, and the cavities and everything going on with that, and just the bacteria and kids getting sick, bacterial infections. One of the moms, her daughters had strep and bacterial infections only this year. All of a sudden, she's like, we change out the muzzle daily, use disposable ones, da 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 da. How is any of this okay? It's not. It's absolutely not. And realistically, when you've got some really deep strongholds, they're not going to let up because just like I said last night into the GISD school board, just like I told them, I said, realistically, you're going to do what you're going to do no matter what we say. It's kind of irrelevant. I said, but do you understand? We're coming for you. We're coming for your position to dismantle it so that we are as the citizens of Texas, take our power back. You take your power back wherever you're from, wherever you're located at, you take your power back. You take back and step into your sovereign beings because in transition too, people are like, okay, well, how can I start making money? Literally, we're trying to set it up so that the teachers who are walking out are able to come teach our kids here. And when we look at it like, yeah, up front, if we don't get this legislation passed, it's going to be a little bit every day per kid, which I know can add up. And of course, there's people out there who say I can't do that. And I totally understand. There's so many scenarios, but at least we're starting, right? We're trying somewhere. We're trying to put the effort into somewhere. So people, when they get to that point, or maybe if we can show you something and you receive a download of like, oh my gosh, I can make money this way, because we're trying to pay some of the teachers to come do schoolwork. Like I have the property and stuff, but I don't have the time to sit with them. So we're trying to set it up here, like to where we could either do it in my barn or we could do it in my house. We can do it. They've got all of these different things, doing like a few hours of schoolwork, like 3 hours of actual education, and then getting out and doing life, getting back to the play. Oh my God, letting kids experiment and create and have all these things, which is why I totally saw people who specialize in, say, robotics or mechanics, car mechanics, plane mechanics. We've got the little private airport just down the road. How amazing would that be to have like a fixer bird, right? And the kids and the instructor, whoever could do that. Things like this, get creative with your specialties. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So you charge a little bit per class, do multiple classes for different age groups, and take them out on your little fixed wing personal aircraft. Take them around with it. Start getting their hands dirty. This is exactly what I see when I was seeing where it was like, we are going to get back to where and this is my vision I was talking about in September, where we get back to where we don't have to work as much. We're not as busy. We're more back to our community. Obviously, we do work some, and there is some things relating to that, but it's just different. It's a lot different. It's more community based. It's more local. We know our neighbors. We have a good relationship with our neighbors. We have a respect with one another that we can agree to disagree. But as long as you don't try to do anything to me, I'm not going to try to force anything on you. And we just kind of respect each other's space. Right? We need to get back to that respect. None of this, I'm going to assault you. And oh my gosh, Maxine Waters and her inciting of that woman needs to go. I'm so glad there's legislation, or they're making moves to kick her out. She needs to be gone, because that type of behavior, that type of radical mindset needs to be put into the dirt 20 feet under, never to arise again. Right? This is how we do it. We take back our power. We get back into our community. We arm ourselves with the power of the people, y'all. And this is how we do it. So if you are in these industries and I want to just plant the seed today. I want to plant the seed for you to start thinking outside the box of how you can start connecting to your community, and then reach out to me so that we can start featuring you local, so that when people go to look at their state, they can find the different areas that are local to where they are, whether it's by county, city, however that works, to be able to at least start connecting. And then you start building and building, and then you're just going to be more and more. And we're just going to keep replicating because y'all, never going to be enough people. There's never going to be enough helpers, teachers, officers. I mean, everything, y'all, every facet. There's never going to be enough of us, but we're all going to get back to the community level. Oh man, yes. Girl, she does need to go. Oh, she needs to go so bad. Oh, I love you guys so much. Do it, Sean. Oh, girl, start posting your ideas of what you guys can start doing because there is, I don't someone from New York. But there's so many ways to get creative with it. And y'all, I'm gonna be taking you guys through my journey and stuff. Like I said, we're gonna be building that greenhouse over there. I got my little flipper. We're going to be dealing with like dogs and just animals and first aid and just I have so many things that are going to go on here and being able to choose and I love it. So y'all hop on. Let me see if I can do this. I'm on my phone, so we'll see how great this goes. Oh, I don't know. I give up. This is why I always go onto my computer. I'm going to put the website up. There it is. So it's the healthy design and what do you call it? We are connecting. Sorry, I was trying to type. Typing and talking does not work. What do you call it? So connecting with each other, right? Being able to there we go. Haha, there we go. So being able to connect these big things, these big movements down to the local level, because this is how we connect, y'all, and people who are having their specialties and everything else. So I want to challenge every single one of you who's watching this. I want to challenge y'all to start start thinking whether it's hydroponics, which we're going to get into, which is amazing for a garden, doing simple stuff like that, seeing where you can buy the materials, which I don't know the exact startup cost. I'm going to get all that stuff for people so they can start estimating for what they need to save up for if they need to do that. Doing creative things to earn a little extra money. You can do stuff like delivery, like DoorDash and things like that to earn a little extra cash to be able to put it aside so that you can fund this, right? A little extra work. Or if you have a spouse, being able to split it with each other to save up if you guys don't have the money, right? So different things like this to get creative on how you can fund what it is you want to do. So starting with the gardens, chickens, backyard chickens are amazing. They generally sell them all year round, and you can even buy them online. They literally shipped straight to your local UPS. You pick it up, it's great. So see if you can do backyard chickens and having like a little coop and stuff. It's super simple. Let's see. And then goat's milk, things like that. You can do little baby goats. You got to breed them first, and right after they've kidded and the babies are weaned, then well, that was weird. Right after the babies are weaned, you keep milking her and she will sustain her milk. So different things like that. You can do miniature cows too. So all of these things, y'all, I want y'all to just start thinking about that and then thinking about how you can transition your career to a more community-based thing, whether that's you take clients part-time if you're a professional, and then part-time is where you do maybe groups. You're still working full-time, but you do part-time gigs. That's what I do here. I do all my stuff for like, I have certain times that I see clients, and then there's certain times I have just for the animals, and they're literally like part-time jobs, multiples of them. That's how I do it. And so that's exactly how I see people being able to do that. And so you're still able to connect with the community and have that other aspect while still making an income. So yeah, I want to plant this seed and challenge y'all. Our website is under construction right now. It should be back up fully. You can still access it. It just is going to look a little wonky, but you can sign up for our newsletter. Please do. That information is all in you can even sign up under my newsletter and just let me know you're interested in it, and I can convert it over because that's what is in the description. But it's all same. Just let me know and just put in the message, and I'll transition your information over. So, because it's all the same carrier, but it's a different accountant. So that's super simple. But if you want to go to the website, we have that access. It's just going to look a little wonky till the rest of this week. We've got an amazing small team. But if you guys are interested in that, let me know too, because we're vetting a bunch of people who want to get involved. We could use all hands on deck, people who are designing designers, people who want to do artwork, who want to construct the newsletters, who want to do all of that, and that's your talent. Or maybe you're interested in it, because if you're interested in doing stuff like that, but you don't have the skills, that's totally okay, because I'm going to teach you. I can totally, we're doing like recordings and stuff for people to like onboard our volunteers, simple stuff like that. And if after watching the videos you still don't think it's a good choice, we can totally talk about something else. So y'all, like, this is a massive movement, and this is exactly what we need to be able to have. And we're turning it into a nonprofit, getting it so that people can donate to specific funds, like the legal fees. I have a couple of families I'm going to be helping with federal lawsuits, and of course their biggest concern was, was shit was finances, right? Being able to pay for the process server and everything else. And so being able to create an donations aspect where people can go and put money towards that, because that is a real cost that people got to come up with. And maybe people don't have the ability financially to do that. Well, they shouldn't be stopped from, being able to have their voices heard if they're being harmed. We're all being harmed by these horrible, draconian, just and irrational, non-science following policies. Like, people are like, oh, well, the science. I literally told the school board meeting, he was super gracious, really chill, actually. His name is Andy, came out and just totally connected with us. But at the same time, like, I straight up told him, I said, I'm going to agree to disagree. And I was like, I've got to do what I got to do, because your policies are causing our kids physical harm. Because we had told him everything that was going on with the other person whose child is dealing with bacterial stuff, and because of infections and doing all of the things right, and her child is still getting sick, like physically fucking sick. Not to mention all of these babies in their development during like the preschool and the kindergarten, first graders. Oh my gosh, how dependent they are on facial recognition, learning the letters and stuff, and being able to move their mouths. They have no freaking clue. Like, this isn't just right now what's happening in the immediate sicknesses, like my kids physically getting sick, but it's also about down the road, how we are able to, like, how the children are developing now. It literally sets the tone. Please look into it, because it's incredibly fascinating, actually. Literally how the child is raised, their mental, physical, and wellness during childhood literally has a lifelong impact, because it's how their body is developing and creating things so that their body is able to recognize. And it's just this whole complex system, so beautifully complex, but it's so just like, because it's just so amazing when you see how deep it goes and how you can make positive changes to them, right? Oh, yes, I love that. Saying that Diana saying one of her jobs is organic cleaning and pet sitting. Feels great to make a little difference. Yes. And see, I guarantee that's probably something part-time. It's not something you do all the time. But even if we cut our full-time workload, you're like, hey, I'm a professional. There's no way I could do part-time. What if you cut it down to 3/4 and then you volunteer for another quarter? Right? I got someone coming to get her puppy, so I love y'all. Sarah, yes, it is literal trauma. Please like and subscribe to my page, my YouTube, or if you're watching this on Facebook, because y'all, I'm posting stuff all the time. I want you guys to stay up to date the best way possible. Oh my gosh, I love y'all so much.